going on, everybody? This is Tim America here, Go Through Outdoors. Here to talk about if I could only have 6 Dobyns rods, which ones I would choose and why. Last year I went to all Dobyns, and in my opinion, the best rods I've ever used. I've used a lot of different brands over the years, but I only use Dobyns now. I'm in that medium to medium high end range. I'm not up to the ecstasy level, but I'm not at the fury level anymore. So I'm at that, like I said, I'm at that medium high price point, which what I'm talking about. So if I can only choose 6 rods, here's what we got. Start with spinning. That was almost bad, but this is the Dobyns medium light 712, 7'1". I did a video on, I believe I did a video on this rod before. This rod is the ultimate finesse rod. It's not a noodle for, like, you know, if you're throwing like something like split shot, or if you're throwing like a really small treble hook bait, reaction bait, but it's got backbone hook, but it's light enough for those light wire hooks. You can throw anything from wacky rig, Nico rig, a light tube, Ned rig, a micro finesse jigs, anything like that I can throw on this rod. This rod is super versatile. It pretty much is thrown every time I go fishing, regardless of season. Next is and that was the Dobyns Caden, by the way, Caden series. I actually prefer the Caden series over the Champion XP because they are a little faster action, a little better hook set. Even though the Champ XP is supposed to be a little higher end, I'm not saying it's not well made, but it's not quite as fast action as these ones. So this is also a Dobyns Caden here. This is the 713. This is pretty much my exclusive tube rod, and I'm not throwing a super light hook on my tubes, so I don't want to quite throw that on my 712 if I don't have to. I could if I had to, but I don't want to. And then I also like a lighter jig, like an 8-dapse jig that's not micro, that's not light wire hook. That's pretty much all I use this rod for, but for those 2 applications, it's absolutely great. Does the job. Now we move to bait cast, and two models here that I like to use for reaction baits. We'll start with those first. This is the Dobyns Champion XP 684. This is exclusively what I use for, you see I have a popper here on right now. Poppers, walking topwaters, or jerk baits. Obviously we're in January right now, and we've got fishing coming soon, so this topwater being getting exchanged for jerk bait for sure, but this rod has a good little bit of tip to it. It's got some backbone for these type of baits, but it not quite as bendy as a crankbait rod, but about 60-40 bend on it. But great rod, and really keeps the fish pegged pretty well. So next reaction bait rod is a Dobyns Champion XP Glass 635, or I'm sorry, 735. See a little more bend there, almost closer to 50-50, but not quite that, 704 level there. But this is basically exclusively my whopper plopper rod and my square bow rod. I can also throw smaller crankbaits on if I had to. I prefer to throw a 704, but if I'm down to 6, I'd take this over 704 just for the versatility. You can really bomb cast, which is important, especially with topwater and clear water like this whopper plopper. Just overall great rod, and that glass really helps keep the fish pegged well too for trouble use. Next we get to some faster action rods. This is arguably has been said to be the most versatile bass rod ever made, and for sure the most versatile rod Dobyns has ever made. This is the Dobyns Champion XP 734 heavy action. Now, keep in mind with Dobyns, especially for their bait casters, they're usually about a power light, so this is more like your standard medium heavy. But these rods, I can throw a swim jig as I have on now. I can throw a chatterbait. I can throw a spinnerbait, and I can throw a buzzbait. And those are 4 pretty big bait categories that get used especially hard in the summer. So, and if I had to, I could throw a jig on this. Not ideal, but you can do it if you need to. Good backbone, a little more tippy than the standard fast action, but it's not by any means even close to a noodle. But that little bit of tip helps with these moving single hook baits. And last but not least, the best rod I've ever owned. This is the Dobyns 744 Champion Extreme DX 744. This is my go-to jig rod right. I love throwing jigs. I've really got throwing jigs the past 2 to 3 years. You can really, this has a little more backbone. It's a little tippy right at the top, but the backbone really goes back pretty far on this. The sensitivity on this rod is absolutely amazing. Working jigs, once you feel that bite, you can get a hook set and get in there real well. So, like I said, probably best rod ever on the Dobbins Shaping Extreme 744. And that's it. So if I could only own 6 Dobyns rods, that's what they would be.
Thank you for watching this Dual Threat Outdoors video. If you like this video, be sure to leave it a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more Dual Threat Outdoors content.